Greetings and welcome to Talk a Little, Learn a Lot, the American Society of Naval Engineers podcast, during which we talk about all things ASNE. I'm your host, Stephen Phillips. Today, I'm joined by Ms. Jessica Galassie to discuss ASNE's upcoming Fleet Maintenance and Modernization Seminar to be held at the Virginia Beach Convention Center in Virginia Beach, Virginia, September 16th through the 19th. Jessica, thank you for joining me on the podcast. I look forward to learning about this event, but let's start by introducing yourself to the audience, please.
Hi, Stephen. I'm really grateful and happy to be here. My journey through this, what we call maritime industry, is really a testament to a very dynamic and robust career path that has been marked by my significant achievements and multiple contributions. I started with a solid education foundation in marine engineering at the State University of New York Maritime College up in the Bronx, New York. From there, I navigated through a lot of various critical roles, from hands-on experience at sea to strategic positions that influenced ship design for DDGs and testing. I had multiple transitions into a commercial and industrial setting, working for tooling manufacturers such as Hilti and Viga. And it shows my versatility, that I can climb the corporate ladder while also having a focus on the maritime industry. Currently, I am at the Virginia Digital Maritime Center at Old Dominion University here in Norfolk. My leadership is going to be in the Technology Insertion Program, which reflects a very forward-thinking approach aimed to integrate modern technologies into current shipyard operations. This will help bolster our regional economic industries while also enhancing our workforce capabilities here in the Hampton Roads. This interesting trajectory of a career not only highlights my personal growth, but it also should highlight the evolving nature of the maritime professions now in the digital age. As a person, once you get to know me, you'll see me and know that I'm a very critical thinker. I like to improve processes and systems with well thought out ideas by looking at a big picture, yet looking at how the details will dovetail together and look at the opportunities others may not have noticed. I always have creative ideas. I'm always looking at ways to improve efficiencies by investigating, planning, and executing a plan in a forward direction. And my secret superpower is collaborating and bringing multiple discipline teams together from all backgrounds and solving the problem in a very positive, collaborative way.
I
So
love
that's me in
that.
a nutshell. That's me in a nutshell, Stephen.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great superpower to have.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Jessica, as a former sailor, to include time as auxiliaries and electrical officer on a Newport class LST, I'm familiar with maintenance. I worked in the defense field to include acquisitions all of my career, and I certainly have some idea of modernization. Still, I'm certain that I would benefit from attending this symposium. I suspect others, members of ASNE or not, would also benefit. So let's delve into that. What can attendees expect in September?
Excellent. I think you'd have a great time. And I will have to put a note out there. You do not have to be a member to have an excellent experience at the symposium. So please invite all your friends, come check it out, and come see what it's all about.
I've noted that it has a theme. The literature reads status quo or industry 4.0, 5.0. What does this mean?
Excellent question, Stephen. The maritime industry is standing at a very pivotal crossroad right now between maintaining its current status and how it maintains ships, which is the status quo, or can it embrace a transformative waves of industry 4.0 and 5.0? Modernizing ship systems and designs with durable, proven technology is not about just adapting new tools. It's about rethinking the entire design process. We need multidisciplinary design approaches. They are essential for future success. We need to integrate digital twins and comprehensive virtual models to enhance collaboration, not just of the design team, but the maintenance team, the supply team, and all folks from cradle to grave for these ships. If we can do that, we'll optimize the performance of concept all the way through construction, through maintenance, to basically end of life of the vessels. Also, this theme embraces training. Training is equally critical, as this workforce must be equipped with new skills to navigate and manage these advanced systems. A focus on lifelong learning and adaptation to digital automation and alternative fuels is necessary to prepare seafarers for the future. Furthermore, the maritime industry needs to foster partnerships between small, medium, and large businesses. This is crucial for a smooth technology transition into shipyards and ships. These collaborations can drive innovation, facilitate the sharing of best practices, and ensure that all the parties have access to the resources and know-how required for maintaining, repairing, and sustaining a fleet of Navy vessels. As the industry evolves, these strategic actions will not only preserve historical knowledge, but prepare our maritime sector for a new era of technology, training, and excellence. Attendees can expect to engage in many different discussions about the integration of new technologies into ship systems, share effective repair strategies, and explore the exhibit hall for cutting-edge AI and digital modernization opportunities within the industry.
Yeah, that's perfect to segue into my next question, which is, what can attendees expect from the program overall?
The key point for attendees is the invaluable networking opportunities. Let me explain. Attendees of the entire program can look forward to many different experiences that encompass a broad spectrum of maritime defense topics. The agenda does promise a dynamic mixture of senior military keynotes and industry speakers. They'll be offering insights into the latest strategic developments and operational considerations. There's also going to be informational panels and an innovation theater presentations, which will dive deeper into the cutting edge technologies and their applications. While white paper presentations provide an in-depth analysis of many research and development advancements. This environment at the symposium is a very collaborative environment. It's ideal for learning about new technologies. It's ideal for meeting new people and having those business discussions. It's ideal to meet up with colleagues you may not have seen for a few years and reconnect and share what the current issues or success stories your team is having. Overall, the program is structured to foster an environment of learning, innovation, and collaboration among the maritime defense community.
Jessica, you mentioned speakers there, and I saw speakers listed on the agenda. I'm interested, who are going to be some of the keynote speakers and other important figures that we expect to hear from during the symposium?
Stephen, great question. I have heard you will be interviewing some of the other team members from the 2024 Fleet Maintenance and Modernization Symposium team. They're going to have a lot more insight into this question than the speakers, so I'm going to let them tell you much more about some of the important figures and keynotes.
Okay. Well, that's a good cliffhanger then to make sure that people listen to the next episode. So I appreciate that. I've heard there's also going to be several discussion panels on the agenda. Can you share what some of those topics will be?
Yes, I can share what some of the panels are going to be discussing. One of the topics near and dear to my heart is going to be the technology insertion panel. Each panel is going to have a moderator and a leader of the panel. And this panel, Dr. Thomas Fu, he's the department head at the Sea Warfare and Weapons Department at the Office of Naval Research, or ONR for those of us here in the maritime business. I'm going to be very interested in how he leads that panel and the question that he's going to ask the panel members. As far as technology insertion, the risks to insert technology, and the more important question, the risk not to insert technology. I'm going to be very curious to listen and hear what some of those answers are going to be. The second panel I'm very, very interested in is called the Sailor Perspective. And that panel is being led by Dan Spagone. He's the director at Code 900 at the Navy Regional Maintenance Center. I think he's going to be able to ask some questions, and we're going to hear from the deck plates from the sailor's perspective on what technologies they want to see, what they want to use, and how they're seeing the repair and maintenance of the vessels from their perspective. So I'm going to be very curious, and I really want to listen as a person who sailed on a vessel, a ship before, and repairing a ship while underway. I do have that experience, and I'm really curious what Industry 3.0 and 4.0 can look like from the deck plate perspective.
Do you have a topic or a panel that you've decided you just cannot miss?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I cannot miss the first day keynote speaker, the Honorable Dr. Laura Taylor Cayley. She's the Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Industrial Base Policy. I am so looking forward to listening to her strategic plan and talk about what she's going to advise and what kind of policy she's putting in for the industrial base. We all know, we've all heard about the submarine industrial base. I'm starting to hear more about the carrier industrial base, and then in general, the whole maritime industrial base, and how important it is for our ships to be built and to be repaired and to get back at sea and perform the missions that they were built to do. So I am very excited to listen to her plan, her ideas, and what she sees and what she is going to do under her leadership to support the industrial base.
I suspect you're not alone. I bet many are going to look forward to that talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the exhibit hall? Who or what can we expect to see there during the symposium?
Oh man, you're hitting me with all the questions today. Woof. Okay, the exhibit hall. The exhibit hall is anchored by the Diamond sponsorship, Deloitte. They're anchoring the exhibit hall in the very middle with a networking lounge. This will have an area for people to have business conversations without having to leave the hall, which is very important, and we're very grateful that they sponsored that and they set it up in such a way that it's very easy to meet folks, have conversations, and feel like you're in an area with a bunch of friends. I will have to ask folks to take a trek to the back of the hall. There is a lot there. First of all, there's going to be the food and beverage area, which is important. The food and beverage area will have lunch, and that will depend on the registration package a person has signed up with. Also, there's going to be some amazing static displays of student projects, some R&D vessels, and some other innovative technology that was too big to be placed elsewhere on the floor. The other anchor of the hall is the Innovation Theater, who is sponsored by HII. This is also in the far back left corner. And this is where speakers from middle tier of leadership and deck plate roles are discussing either their current projects that are in process or asking for industry for their input on current maintenance issues. This theater has a town hall kind of look and feel, and a very much question and answer format and style. Take a look once the agenda is posted to see who is speaking there, and don't miss out.
Are there any particular vendors or technologies that you're excited to see?
Oh, for sure. I'm so excited this year to see some new companies coming into the ASNE Fleet Maintenance Show. One of the companies is Tech Wizards, and they have some amazing technology, wearable technology, and Gecko Robotics. Both are showing off cutting edge and what is possible for Industry 3.0 and 4.0. I'm also very excited to see some of my long-term friends in engineering. Since I am a mechanical engineer, I do still have a lot of friends in engineering, and I'm really excited to see that Hepburn & Sons is showing up and bringing their full team, and performance controls engineering. I'm very, very happy and excited to see some engineering show up. And then I'm really excited to see some of the Maritime Consortium folks bringing their teams and their ideas to the show, such as Mystic Consortium and our Naval X Mid-Atlantic Tech Bridge teams. I'm really happy to see them come and invite the small businesses that they support with the SITR programs.
Well, it'll be great to see some of these new participants on the floor. But for those who've attended in the past, what else can they expect? What other things might be new from previous events?
Okay, that is also a great question. The event normally has a very standard feel and layout, which brings a lot of people back together for the networking and learning aspects. But what many folks outside the industry or new to the show don't realize about this conference is that the US Navy port engineers and the Military Sealift Command port engineers attend the symposium and do trainings in rooms at the symposium, and then come and walk the exhibit hall to network, to learn, to see new technologies that's going to help them fix, maintain, and solve the problems on their ships that they see and work with every day. So that's kind of one of the hidden gems of the show that not everybody realizes.
I understand that the event sold out, but then ASNE's been able to expand the footprint. How can industry participants obtain a booth now?
Great question. As the marketing chair for this event, we sold out a lot faster than we had planned to. I've worked really hard with the ASNE headquarters staff, Sam Hall and Evan Martinella, and also with the operations chair, Dave Zilber, to look at the exhibit hall floor plan and meeting space to see where we could logically add some other exhibitor booths. Right now, we've been able to add about 10 more along the sides of the hall without scrunching everybody up. And those are filling up fast. I think we're going to be able to work on a few other angles and ideas behind the scenes and add a few more. But the best thing that folks can do is to contact Sam Hall through the website and show link to be able to help your company figure out what they can do and where we can get them fitted in. But yes, it is a sold out show, and we are doing our best to accommodate everybody.
What about sponsorship opportunities? Are those still available?
Yes, but the rumor mill on the committee is that they are also starting to really fill up fast. We do have a couple of platinum sponsorships at $10,000 and a couple of gold sponsorships at $7,500. At this time, though, I would really like to thank from the bottom of my heart our diamond sponsor, who is Deloitte. We have 3 gold sponsors right now: Ship to Shore, Philadelphia Gear, and HII, which are amazing. At the silver level, we do have 3 also. We have Automatic Coating Limited, or ACL in the industry, Curtis Wright, and Valkyrie. And then let's not leave out the bronze level, who are also very amazing: Engineering Services Network, and they go by ESN, and Transhield. And very, very grateful for the copper folks who are at the sponsors copper level. We also have 3 there. We have Ricks, Mantech, and our very, very beloved Virginia Ship Repair Association here in the Hampton Roads.
Jessica, how does one sign up for this event? I'm going to guess that there's a website.
Yes, Stephen, you're absolutely correct. I hope after this podcast, you're able to put it in the show notes so that folks can just go up and click to it. But if folks are listening and they just want to type it on their phone, it's www.navalengineers.org. Once you land on that page, you should be able to see the little tab for symposia, and then FMMS 2024 should be right there. So it's very easy: www.navalengineers.org, and then just go into the symposia folder and pull up Fleet Maintenance and Modernization 2024 right there.
Perfect. And I will put that in the show notes. Are there any accommodations nearby that ASNE recommends?
So we do not recommend anything on our website anymore, since there's the Google tool now. But I can recommend here on the podcast that there is the DoubleTree by Hilton right next door to the Virginia Beach Convention Center. Many folks stay there and walk to the show and walk back. Or I do tell many folks to pick their favorite hotel loyalty brand. It is Virginia Beach. There's a lot of hotels at the beach. To pick their favorite one, stay there, and have a great time while they're here in our Hampton Roads area. Many of the hotels do have the government rates, and it's very easy to drive back and forth to the Virginia Beach Convention Center, which has a ton of parking. And I say that because anybody here in the Hampton Roads knows how important parking is. So don't be afraid. Make your stay at your favorite hotel or in a great location and come enjoy the show.
Fantastic. Jessica, thank you for taking time out today to discuss ASNE's Fleet Maintenance and Modernization Symposium, hosted at the Virginia Beach Convention Center, September 16th through the 19th. We hope to see you all there. And Jessica, I hope you will return to Talk a Little, Learn a Lot to discuss other important topics and events for the ASNE and Naval Engineering audience.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate your time today and our discussion. Thank you so much for this opportunity to chat with you about the 2024 Fleet Maintenance and Modernization Symposium.